Hey everyone, this is Coloring Chemist. My name is Connie and welcome back to my channel. So this is a finished pages video, but a little bit different. It's not at the end of the month, and there's a reason for that. I'm having a hard time feeling Christmassy this year. And this is going to sound silly because I know a lot of you don't have snowy Christmases, but we always have snowy Christmases here. And I know I had showed earlier in some of my videos where, the view out my window here was lovely and snow covered. It all melted. And that's really, really weird for us here. So it is currently December 16th and I'm looking out my window and there's no snow. None. And so I'm having a hard time, just feeling Christmassy. So I thought, well, I'm going to look back at some of the Christmas pictures that I've colored in the past and some that I just colored this year, and just to share with you guys, see if it helps me to feel a bit more Christmassy. So that's what this is. It's a finished pages video of Christmas pictures, past and present, and I'm hoping that it gives me a little bit more of a Christmas feel. So this is one that I just finished just the other day, actually. This is in Winter Wonderland, Floral Waycott, Winter Wonderland to color. And sort of the main image is the one on the left here. And I really sort of threw a lot of things at it. It was really kind of a mixed media kind of situation. So the background is totally covered in black acrylic marker. I think I used some of those black acrylic markers with the brush tip. So an Artex marker maybe. And because the lettering was also in black, I then went over the lettering with a white gel pen. So the lettering became white on black, which I think looks neat. The word Wondrous is a Sparkle Pop silver pen. And I've got some Pitt pens. That's any of the sort of the color, the green or the red, that's all Pitt pens. And then I covered the jars themselves in the clear glaze pen after I'd done all the coloring, just so they would look like glass. It's not I probably could have had a better glass look if I had actually tried to, put shading and little marks on there to make it look like glass, but I don't know. This is what I chose to do, so that's what I did. I made it so there's like snow inside the jar down here. We've got some pine cones. The stars, I put some, I think really pale yellow kind of acrylic pen around the stars, and then I colored them in, but then I put the clear jelly roll over top so they sparkle. And then just to match it, I did this page. So this is more of a wallpaper page. Again, black background with acrylic marker. I'll sort of bring it up here. They're candles, and they're sort of one upside down and one right side up, and then interspersed with lines of stars. Yeah. And then the candles, there's like a little kind of berry garland underneath each one. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's hard to see because there's so much going on in that page. But yeah, there's a berry garland. So the berries I colored, and then I covered those with a clear jelly roll glaze too, so the berries look shiny. You can see that. And then the flames were colored with just sparkle gel pens. And then over top the whole thing, I just spattered snow. So I took, I think it was a Dilutions ink spray, and I just dipped a brush in that. It was one of their shimmer sprays. I forget what it's called. Shimmer white or something like that. And then I just splattered it on the page. So that was, trying to make me feel Christmassy a bit. So I think it's helped a little bit. So that's kind of Christmas present. I just colored that, like I say, just a few days ago. This is Christmas past. These are the Joanna Basford Advent pictures. And this is free. I'll try and remember to put a link down below so you can download these for yourself as well. And I think I showcased these in I showed them in my winter and Christmas picture video. But I was really quite proud of these last year. looking at them now, I think I would do some things differently. You know, I think I've learned some things. These are, I believe, mostly pencils and mostly, I'm looking maybe Derwent, because any of the red in here, I'm pretty sure is the Derwent red. Maybe some polychromos. I think I was trying different pencil sets on different little images, if I had to remember correctly. Seems to me this was like Lyra pencils, maybe. And then there's just some twinkle on various places. Usually the clear Jelly Roll sparkle pen, the Stardust, clear Stardust pen. And then, yeah, you can see there's sparkle around there. There's sparkle on the bits around the Christmas tree. But sorry, there's a bit of a glare there. The pencils are shiny. But I was pretty proud of these when I did these last year. I was trying some shading, which I wasn't really too sure how to do. Like this little image down here. See that? It's a house. Oops. Nighttime sky. I did some little bit of shading on the snow on the bottom to make it look like there's shadows from the trees and things. So I was just pretty proud of what I had done with these Christmassy images. I think this was Prismacolor pencils. So I think I was just trying different pencils on different little small images. Yeah. You know, I went to do an advent calendar, a coloring advent calendar this year, and I just haven't had the time. So maybe that's making me a little bit sad too. I feel like, you know, I had some printed out and marked in my books that I wanted to do, and I just didn't get there. But yeah, those are from last year. This was just a quick picture I did last year. I don't know how Christmassy this is. Kind of red and green. This was from one of those Jen Racine books, and I photocopied it onto card and then just did some marker work. A little bit of shading, not too much. But I also had done a lot of work last year with color by number. I think I do less color by number now. It's still fun sometimes. This is one of those George Dufexis color by number. And thinking the snow there, it almost looks, well, maybe not. I was thinking it looked sparkly or shiny, but I don't think I put any sparkly or shiny stuff on there. I just followed the color scheme they gave, which does seem odd in certain places, but yeah, that was one. And then I had done a bunch of, this is Such and Such Diva, you know, Christmas mandalas last year. Again, some strange color combinations. I do like using kind of mixed media on these as well. So there's some marker, there's some sparkle gel pen, there's some Jelly Roll glaze pens for the candy canes, so they look shiny like a candy cane would. But yeah, I tried to make the candles look like there was a glow around them. I don't know if that worked or not. You can see. Put some markings on the holly leaves, just so they looked more like holly leaves, even though they're with poinsettias. Some little white markings on the pine cones, so they look more like pine cones. So you can take, you know, color by number pictures like this and make them your own, make them look a little bit better. Here's a wreath that I did. Yeah. So those were Christmas past. Christmas present, I just colored this at the beginning of December. I was trying to go for like a muted kind of vintage palette. I don't know if I captured that or not. I hope I did. It's not super colorful. So the background is like some warm gray Winsor Newton markers. So they almost come out like a taupe color. And then I think I used that pebble blue Winsor Newton color that I was talking about. And then Winsor Newton red. I think it's called Poppy Red. And the greens are, I think, various Winsor Newton colors as well that are just really kind of dark greens. And a lot of the white is gel pen or Posca. And then over top the marker on the baubles, I put Wink of Stella. So even the blue parts of the baubles, if I lay it down, you can see they're blue. They sparkle just because I put Wink of Stella over top them. And there's some white gel pen in there as well. Some white gel pen for just little highlights in the leaves and things. So yeah, I was just going for a very, very muted, very vintage kind of Christmas palette. So I do like that one. I like how it turned out. So that was from this year, Christmas present. Christmas past, I did a few in this book. This is really, it's one of those simple 1, 2, 3. This is Christmas color and frame. Well, I showed you that one. I mean, there's really nothing to it. It was just some metallic gel pens that I colored this in, I think. But I was fairly proud of this last year. Not so much, I mean, the holly is what it is, but I was trying to do chickadees. And these birds, their shape reminded me of chickadees, but the markings where I changed, you can see that where I changed, you know, marker color to go from like that sort of that peachy color and then down into a gray and then down into a white and that kind of V of black there. That none of that was marked on there, so I had done that just on my own. So I was kind of proud of myself. I think they look like chickadees. I have lots of chickadees in my feeder, and they're just such cute, happy little birds. Did I do anything else in here? Oh, just some really simple Christmas lights with glitter gel pens. You can see that. And I think that was the only other one. Again, kind of a vintagey palette there. Glitter gel pens again. Some white gel pen for the snow in the background. I don't know if you can even see that. There was some snow, little round circles that I assumed were supposed to be snow, so I just colored them like that. That was Christmas past. This one I've done a few in, and they were all last year. So again, Christmas past. Last year or the year before? No, maybe it's just last year. I colored that star on the title page and then put some sparkle on the... Or did I? Maybe I didn't. I put a little bit of sparkle on the star. I think a lot of it's rubbed off, though. I should re-sparkle it. I was pretty proud of this one last year. So it was just a little snowy scene on this introductory page, and then I just put sort of an oval kind of, or part oval background, and then put a bunch of dots on so it looked like it was snowing. Christmassy and wintry there. Sorry, I'm trying to tilt it so you don't get a glare so you can actually see it. And I think I did... this page. So again, it was Christmas lights with sparkle gel pen, and then the background is black acrylic. And then I traced over all of the wires, I don't know if you can see that, with the black glaze jelly roll. So they stood out against the black background. And then I just splatted white paint to make snow. I had also colored this one. Now this might have even been the year before. So this is okay. I don't know that I would have put the purple ornament in there if I was doing this again. I think I would have gone for maybe a more natural color. I think it would have blended better with everything else that's going on in there. But you've got an orange. I assume that was an apple slice. Pine cones. Maybe some logs or cinnamon sticks. I don't know. Poinsettia. Some berries. I tried to make the gold beads look gold just through coloring instead of using like a metallic paint or a metallic anything. So I don't know if they do or not. I thought they looked okay. Put a little highlight in there. So those were 2 pages that I had done. And I had started work on this one. And I don't know, I feel like I should have maybe finished it this year, but that's as far as I got. So I did a lot of the red and white stuff, so all the little candies. What I did here was I used a white gel pen, and it was the Uniball Signal Bold. And I find that, excuse me, if you use that gel pen, it retains a little bit of shine once it's dry, so it works really well for, you know, things like candy canes. And the red, I colored the red parts with, I think it was a Pitt pen, maybe the deep red. And then once it was dry, I went over the red parts with a clear Jelly Roll Glaze pen. so then the whole candy cane looks shiny. I think I went over all the berries, the clear jelly roll glaze too. I think if I, yeah, you can see them catching the light. And then I colored, you know, some of the greenery, Christmas pudding. I just haven't gotten to the rest of the cookies. That's all. But I should. Maybe if I colored some Christmas cookies, it would help me to feel more Christmassy. Maybe. I don't think I did anything else in there. This was this year, so this is, of course, Small Victories. And I chose to do one of the wreaths. So this was the Christmas wreath. So I did it very traditional colors. I made two of the, I'm not sure if they're poinsettias. They sort of look like poinsettias, maybe not. I did two of them in red and two of them in white. And then some holly berries and some mistletoe berries here. So the leaves were slightly different colors. And then I used some distress ink to do some blending around the edge, although I don't know, got a little wonky. I still need more practice with the blending so as to not get kind of blotches of too dark color. And then I just put some snow spatter on top of it. I think I put clear glaze on the berries and on the holly leaves. Yeah, I did, because holly leaves are quite shiny, but not the other leaves. So that was it this year. And Christmas past, I've done, not, well, for me, a fair amount of coloring in Joanna's Christmas. And this is the UK edition because it's got the OUR spelling. I do like this paper better. So I did the title page, again, very traditional red and white and green Christmas colors. And then there's a little bit of sparkle on there with the clear Jelly Roll Stardust pen. I think around the berries. Not too much, just little hints of it here and there. I did this one last year. This took quite a long time. So it's the back side of the title page. All the candy here was done the same way. So the red was colored with a red pit pen and then gone over with clear glaze jelly roll. And the white is all the Uniball Signo Broad gel pen. Most of this I think is all pit pen work. I think the presents inside the little trains were, and the presents inside the stockings, they look to me like colored pencil, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different texture like paper. If you can see that. But I do like how that one turned out. I'm less enamored of how this one turned out. I guess it's okay. The presents, I went for a warm gray with blue on the bows. Actually looks better on the screen, I think, than it does to me in real life. Screen looks kind of dark. Sorry about that. I apologize. I'm trying to some lighting here on the side, but yeah. So that one. And then I did, this one was maybe a couple years ago. There's nothing fancy. I just did, I think it was water-based markers, and then looks like distress ink in between, and then again water-based markers on the trunk and on the little birds. And then I took a tree stencil that I had. I did the whole background blue, and then I did the tree stencil over top. Again, I think it was all distress ink. And the bottom, I think I tried to make it look snowy, because I can see a little bit of just a very faint, you can see on the bottom there when I tilt it, there's a shimmer. I honestly can't remember what I used. So I went over top the trunk a little bit, just to make it look like it was sitting in snow. So yeah. It's okay. I had some trouble with the stencil. Right in there you can see where it's kind of, it overlapped, I think, weirdly, but did the best I could. Did that one last year. I think it was last year. So it's Gingerbread House. Again, I did all the candy, red and white, all the way around. Again, the same technique. And then the wrappers on these, because I wanted them to look whitish, but still, you know, clear, shiny. Instead of a white gel pen, I used the white pigment marker from the Pit Pen from Faber-Castell. And this isn't completely opaque, not one coat anyway. So I just did those where there was, where there was sort of the ends of all the wrappers here. And then once it dried, I went over top with the Jelly Roll glaze. So again, you know, the wrappers and everything else shine. You can see that all the way around. And then all the red and white candies on the house, I did the same way. Put a little bit of green on there. All the rest of it is all Pit Pen. Made the gingerbread darker up here, a little bit lighter there. So very, very Christmassy, very simple color palette. And then the background, you know, I'm actually not sure. I can see streaks of like almost a storm blue that I've done. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. Can you see the background there? It's like a storm blue. I wanted to make it look like it was stormy, so then I also splattered white paint all around. Not much of it, probably should have done more, but yeah, just to make it look snowy. So I did like that one. I finished this one last year. I started it maybe the year before. So this was a labor of love. There's just a lot of little individual elements here. And again, I wanted kind of a very Christmassy, traditional Christmassy color palette. And so we've got lots of reds and greens and whites, and the background is blue. You've got a little European robin there. Some browns. You know, there's a teddy bear, the rocking horse, gingerbread people. The snowman, I think, is Stickles, because he's quite sparkly. I think you pick him up there. Does he sparkle? I think he does. I can see him sparkle. Yeah, there we go. And all the red and white candies are all done the same way again. And then there's a little bit of sparkle here and there. Decorations on the stocking, and the snow on the card. I think that feels like Stickles as well. But yeah, that one was a labor of love, but I really enjoyed seeing the finished product. And the background is just blue. I think it's just polychromos. I started a little bit of a darker blue in the center and then lightened as I went out. I don't know if you can even really see it. But I can in real life, and it just, yeah, just gives a nice look to the page. And I think, oh, that was, this is torn from another book where I had started this same page, but I don't know, things were not going well, and I just wanted to do it again. I have more than one copy. In fact, this feels like it might be from the American copy that I have of this. And I had torn it out, but I just stuck it here. I don't think, I remember, no, I don't think I did anything else. So, not a terribly long video, but I don't know, am I feeling a little more Christmassy? Yeah, I think I am. Just looking at this, yeah, I think so. I did that one double page spread in the Winter Wonderland book, which was sort of wintry and sort of Christmassy, but I think this makes me feel like maybe tackling maybe a Matchstick Mouse Christmas picture, or maybe some more in this book. We'll see. Hopefully it gave you some inspiration for your Christmas pictures. I probably will have another video at the end of the month because I did a little bit of just sort of winter coloring. So you might see some of these pictures again, not this one, but some of the ones that I did this year at the end of the month. But yeah, I just thought I would share some of my Christmas pictures now, just because, you know, it's before Christmas, and maybe we can all get a little bit of Christmas inspiration from this. So I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. Hope everyone is enjoying their coloring. If you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing, liking the video, hitting the notification bell, leaving a comment. or just letting some friends know that you found a coloring channel that's kind of interesting. They might like it too. All right, folks, until next time, bye-bye.